Thanks for listening to the Michael Bays Show live stream, family. Sponsored by VideoPitch.com. Go to VideoPitch.com now and be a part of our growing community of writers, video producers, and filmmakers, and get paid to share your business, opinion, and talent with the world. Now back to the Michael Bays Show. Don't forget to join us on Michael Bays Live and Michael Bays Show. And man, if you all would sometimes just record your comments on video and then submit your videos, we could play the video audio on the air and then play your videos on these topics live on social media. Go to videopitch.com and sign up to be one of our contributors. Right now on the phone lines, who should I go to first? Let me talk to Augusta, Georgia. Mike Bays, what's going on, Pamela? How you doing?
How are you?
All right. First of all, I want everybody to know this is Dominique's topic. I didn't come up with this. Not my fault. This is all Dominique stuff. What do you say? Talk to me, Pamela.
Wanted to talk about, like you say, they put it on Facebook, and these cars may not even be their cars, straight and go. And then as soon as you ask them to take you out to buy your hamburger, they want to quit.
Let me.
So why don't they do that?
Let me challenge you on this, because Dominique and I, when we were talking about this show and producing this show, Dominique said this is what men do. So Dominique, break it down to the family about your position on this.
Yeah, it's because men want to complain that women are gold diggers, but they steady use gold as bait, meaning just like she said, they want to flash their money, flash the black, American Express and show their cars on social media, but then they want to blame us. If you don't want gold diggers, then use something else for bait.
Wow.
Okay, I feel you on that. And I also feel the women that put it out there like that. You act like you own your own house, you got your own car, you got it all together.
Right.
And then we get ready to take you out, you looking raggedy. Come on, do the best.
She's right. It's a two-way street. I'm glad you said that, because women, women do perpetrate too.
They do.
They do. They have on these very expensive clothes. They have on the red bottom shoes and all that. And
they have on makeup. They got fake hair.
They
got
Miles.
I'm just saying.
Don't start no mess on my show, young man.
I'm sorry.
Don't start a fight on my show.
I'm sorry.
Dominique, you started this mess with this topic about gold diggers. You all blow up the phone lines right now on the Michael Bays Show. I agree with you, Dominique. Don't flash and put yourself out there and put your money first and then have an attitude when a woman wants something out of it. Dominique Dupree and I and Tanisha, we all should talk about these topics before we put them on the air many times. And Dominique was so passionate about this whole concept of men being upset with women for wanting their money when the guys are the ones putting it out there. And I got to say this in agreement with you, Dominique. I got a friend of mine who's listening to the show right now. He did that. He got a Mercedes. What did he do on his Facebook page, on his cover page? He put himself on the cover page with the car. Now you can't be upset with a woman when you get with her and she met you and she saw that car thinking that you're an accomplished guy who's doing well financially. Go ahead, Dominique.
Yeah, I've never seen a man put a picture of himself reading a book on social media, or his latest joke. All they do is floss. And so that's what you get. You get people that want to be with somebody flossy.
She got to. Okay, Tanisha, don't say nothing. I got Miranda on right now. Miranda, what's going on? How you doing?
What's going on, man? I got to say something about with Dominique.
Yep.
Hi.
Oh yeah, I got to say something about that, because I'll say this, man, and this is speaking for men like me. Like, what about the men that's just actually being genuine and like we don't even have much like that, but what we do have, we just decide to take a picture. Mm-hmm. Like me, I'm a hat wearer. I wear a lot of hats. I wear a lot of different hats and stuff like that. Does it seem like to women that to me that we're trying to floss, or that I'm trying to floss? Because I remember one time I posted a picture of a book I was reading called Diary of a Wimpy Kid, and I probably got 12 likes.
Okay. All right.
I'm trying not to.
I'm going to need to put you on hold.
I'm trying not to. I'm trying not to.
That's a good book.
I'm trying not to.
Okay.
Okay. I'm an English teacher.
Could you tell him what he just said?
I taught middle school.
Tell him what he just said.
He said he put a picture of him reading Diary of a Wimpy Kid up on social media.
Can we find out how old he is first?
I'm concerned.
He's not 10.
Miranda, okay, I got to ask you this question. Hold on for me 1 second. I got to ask this young man how old he is. Miranda, how old are you?
I'm 36.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Okay. All right.
Okay, wait.
All right.
See, that's why we put
That's
up
why-
Lamborghinis,
there
because
you
y'all
go.
gonna sit up here and laugh at us now.
Give me 5,
Come
man.
on, he's reading the book.
He
He's reading
couldn't read The Color Purple. He couldn't
Stop.
read.
Everybody hold on.
Now you're judging
Diary
him.
of a
Now you're
Wimpy
judging
Kid.
him.
I thought he was going to say Diary of Anne Frank.
Miles, I agree with you 100%. But this young man who just called in, and Mirandin is his name,
yep,
right?
Yep.
If you're still listening to the show out of Youngstown, Ohio, man, I want to tell you that I feel you. Now, Dominique and Tanisha have some things they want to say to you if you're still listening. I know I got another gentleman on the line, but I got to get this out first. He said that he does not have a lot of money. He said that he put a picture of himself on Facebook or social media reading a book. What was the name of the book, Miles?
It's a book either way. I don't remember the name. It was a book.
Diary
remember
of
the
a
name.
Wimpy Kid.
He remembered the name. He didn't
Okay.
want to
Yeah.
say what the name is.
know.
And I'm going to say this, and I'll let Tanisha and then Dominique get in on this. He said this is, and in fact, you all laughed because he was reading a book that's obviously from young kids, but he was reading. And Miles then said, this is why men put cars on social media, because if they put a book, then women don't respect it. Tanisha, you first, then Dominique.
That is a total lie. First of all, the reason why people aren't looking at him is because he's reading my son's favorite book, and my son is in 6th grade. Okay, number one. Number two is I do agree to an extent, but men, when they put stuff up, aren't we looking sometimes for providers? So they're putting on there and saying
Cannot
that we can
disagree with
provide
that.
some things. But you can't come at us and say, well, you want to make it seem like you can provide, but then
But you
say,
can't.
why are you expecting me to?
Dominique.
I was with Miranda on the hats and, a brother that doesn't have anything, getting creative, showing his good side. But Diary of a Wimpy Kid, how about the new Jim Crow, the Diary of
Yes.
Malcolm
How about
X? I
that?
mean, show me some depth.
Some depth. Okay. I would agree with that. But damn. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Alan, can you stand by for me, Alan? We didn't talk through your whole break, man, but I'll bring you back next. Can you stand by for me, man?
Yes.
Thank you,
What are we,
Alan. Stand by.
picking up?
You said yes. Hold on for me, man. Come back with more on the Michael Baines Show. Tanisha, great point. Just got to give you props.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to the Michael Baines Show live stream, family. Sponsored by VideoPitch.com. Go to VideoPitch.com now and be a part of our growing community of writers, video producers, and filmmakers, and get paid to share your business, opinion, and talent with the world. Now back to the Michael Baines Show. Thank you all for listening in. Thank you all for tuning in, and thank you all for calling in to the show. Grown Folks Conversation each and every day on the Michael Baines Show. If you're on Instagram or Twitter, hit me up on Baines Live. Man, this is really something right here. Social media, I love social media. Naomi's hanging out with us right now on the phone lines because you can demonstrate to a degree, or at least you can show or represent a certain aspect of who you are, whether it's financial, whether it's physical. And a lot of people, and some men, fellas, I got to call you out, we do put a lot of money out there. Guys put their jewelry, their cars. I've never done that. I've never been that guy to do that. But Naomi, what do you say about that? Is that misrepresentation? What do you say?
Well, I mean, everybody has their, own way to represent themselves, but it's all in the eyes of who's looking at it. Because if you're posting all these different cars and money and all this, that, and the third, first of all, I don't know if it's yours. It could be a screenshot. It could be somebody else's. It could be a relative. It could be a friends or neighbors. You see people do it all the time. They'll see a car in the parking lot. Oh, I like that. Let me take a picture in front of it.
That's true.
So you have to think within yourself, is this person really being honest? And then the way that I look at it is if I see a man on Facebook or if I used to, in a loving relationship right now, don't have to worry about any of that.
Gotcha.
I used to have issues where people would post things and then go, well, I have this, this, and this. Why don't you want to talk to me? Honey, because I have my own. I think women put too much. I think women put too much emphasis on what a man has. If you can support yourself in your home without him, anything he brings to the table is a plus.
That's right.
You should be able to take care of yourself no matter what he has. If he has $1 million and you only have $500,000, his million should be extra.
That's
you should
right.
not be going out when you get these men that you find out they got money, and now all of a sudden you want them to buy you a 5-bedroom house with, maid service and all this, that, and the third. Because when he leaves you, guess who got to pay the bill?
You
should be able to keep your residence, keep your livelihood going with or without him.
All I can say to that is amen, sister. I'm going to leave that call right there. Naomi, where you calling us from?
Lake County.
Thank you so much for putting it down. I agree with you 100%. It's all about the eye of the beholder as well. Thank you so much for calling and keep it real. That is what we call Grown Folks Conversation. Now, thank you. Dominique, do you have any comments about what Naomi said? She just put it down.
I love the spirit of what she said. She's talking about having your own. But for many of us, it takes two households to really hold it together. It takes two incomes to keep the household going the way things are today.
So how do you balance this? And I'll get my man Ben in on this conversation. Tanisha said something that was very important. You do want to feel that a man can provide. I mean, so what he has, if we can use the word has, does matter. Money does matter. I don't know why we keep fronting like it doesn't, because it does. Go ahead, Tanisha. Now I'll bring up Ben in.
I was going to say that men want to feel needed, though. That whole thing, you complain when women say, oh, I got my own, I can do this. But you guys also want to know that we appreciate you and that you are needed in some way.
We do also want our accomplishments to be recognized as well, which is why sometimes we put our financials out there. We want to say, I've accomplished this, therefore I should be more desirable for you. Ben, you got the floor, man. What do you say?
I just wanted to say I thought we was being a little unfair to both men and women because nobody shows up to a job interview with, what they in their Saturday clothes. You go in your Sunday best, trying to look your best, trying to impress.
True that.
And that's the same thing when we're putting ourselves out there and putting our hearts out there. My problem comes in is when that's all the person wants. All they want to do is take.
True that.
They don't want to add. They don't want to join together. Now, that's what I call a real gold digger, somebody who's just there to gimme, not somebody who's there trying to make it up. But everybody puts on makeup, does what they have to do to try to look their best, to try to impress and get the best that they can out there. And that was my piece.
No, you hold on. Dominique,
Yes.
can you respond to that, please?
No, he's making sense. I mean, it's true. We want to put our best foot forward. But if the only thing you're talking about is what you have, that's where the problem comes in. And I also think he's really right on point about reciprocity. It's got to be a two-way street, always.
I agree. I love that, Ben. I think there's nothing wrong with someone putting their best foot forward. I agree with you on that. And that guy's putting that car out there because he's saying, look, I worked hard for this. I don't think we should always be narrow-minded about why a person is flossing. Excuse me, for lack of a better term. We are trying to demonstrate, as Tanisha said, that we can provide. But, man, we want it to be deeper than that. And that's where I think that you got to come better than just picture after picture of cars, clothes, jewelry. That's when it becomes shallow for me, man. So, Ben, thank you for putting it down, man. Much love to you from the Michael Basin Show. On the phone line with us right now, my girl Gina, we're talking about gold diggers and people perpetrating or just people presenting themselves a certain way and then being upset when we respond to what they're presenting. And you said something off the air real quick before we talk to Gina.
Men who really have money don't floss. If you think about the rich men, they don't have to. And I think the ones that have to me, that turns me off. I think that's a little bit too much.
True
You're
that.
being too flashy. I want to know who you are as a person. Money comes and goes, baby.
Well, I would like to at least deal with a woman whose phone works. Gina's been trying to call in for like an hour. I don't think you need to have an iPhone 6, but I'm just saying, Gina, your phone is kind of jacked up. I do judge women based on their reception when they call into the show. Talk to me.
New Year's Eve, I went to the Falcons game. I'm here in the ATL. You know how they like to floss here.
True that.
And so one of my girlfriends who got the tickets for us, we're in the suite with her company, and we go down on the field. So we meet this guy, and she's like, oh, go talk to him. He has on a really nice watch, and he's like, oh, my God, you're so beautiful. I want to take you out. So I give him my number. The guy calls me and says that he's a director for the FBI and that he's over 3 states. I'm like, okay, cool,
Okay.
yada, yada, yada.
Gotcha.
So then I talked to him again, and he says, yeah, I'm at my part-time job. I was like, huh?
What? Hold on, Gina. Please don't hang up. Come back with more of your calls. I got to hear this part-time job FBI super agent coming up next on the Michael Basin Show. This has got to be good. Thanks for listening to the Michael Basin Show live stream, family. Sponsored by VideoPitch.com. Go to VideoPitch.com now and be a part of our growing community of writers, video producers, and filmmakers, and get paid to share your business, opinion, and talent with the world. Now back to the Michael Basin Show. Oh, my goodness. Thank you all for tuning in. I hope you all are still holding on. We got our girl Gina online. This is why we need y'all to go to Video Pitch. I would love for her to be videotaping herself right now and then send the video in, and we can actually splice our videos together, and it will be like TV.
And people can vlog.
Yes,
it's
man.
a vlog.
Go to videopitch.com. We're going to change radio, man. You all do that if you're into food and wine, fitness, legal, doctors, holistic, whatever it is you do, entertainment, singers, rappers, poets. Go to videopitch.com, man. We want to see your face on radio. I got my girl Gina on. Dominique, please tell them about this crazy story this woman is telling us right now.
Okay, so let me get this straight. You went to the Falcons game. Everyone was flossing. You met a man.
You had a
ended
nice
up giving
watch.
Him,
Nice
had
watch.
a nice watch. You
Yes.
ended up giving him your number. He told you he had this great job, but then when he called you.
No, tell them the job.
Oh, yeah, FBI director.
Head of how many states?
Over 3 states.
3 states.
3 states.
Mhm.
3 states.
3 states. But then when he called you, he said, yeah, girl, I'm at my part-time job.
Gina, go ahead. Tell me the rest of this mess.
So, well, the first time I talked to him, he was like, yeah, I work for the FBI. I am retired military. He
He pumped it
claims
up.
he lives in this really nice community. here in Atlanta that's a gated community. I said, oh, I have some
Yeah,
friends.
he in
that live
Buckhead. No doubt about it. Go ahead. Mm-hmm.
No. Eagles Landing.
Oh, Eagles Landing. I used to live in Eagles Landing.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah, I did.
that says a lot then.
Yes, it does.
Like, you know how that is.
I know, right? Go ahead.
Amazing subdivision. So then he tells me, yeah, I want to take you to dinner. I'm like, okay, cool, wherever you want to go. I was like, well, you know, I have friends who are, we like to eat at nice restaurants.
I got you.
We're
Okay.
foodies.
So where'd you tell him to go?
Take them.
Where?
Oh, I told him, let's go to Ocean Air.
Ocean Air. I love Ocean Air. Okay, continue.
Yeah, I love seafood.
Mm-hmm.
So then he calls me another time, and he's like, oh, I have a conference call at 7:30 in the evening with all of these, with the states. And he's like, well, you know, the president's coming to Atlanta.
Oh, my
not
God.
the president. Wait. Hold on. Let me ask you this. Wait. Did he say he couldn't make the Ocean Air date because the president was coming to town?
Yes. The worst part about it is, I said, where's your part-time job? He said, oh, I do surveillance at the DeKalb Farmers Market. I was like,
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh.
This Negro doing surveillance at the farmer's market?
Oh my God. I don't know if
So
I'm
Did I
right.
tell you I do security part-time at pet stores? This is insane.
Look, I blocked his number, needless to say. And then, I mean, you can't lie to me and think that it's all good. I mean, I don't care what you do for a living
Right.
as long as you tell me the truth.
That's right.
you
Keep
don't
it
know
real.
what. Let's be honest.
All right.
Keep
Hey,
it 100.
Gina, first of all, thank you for calling. Thank you for calling us on your iPhone 1. We really do appreciate it. I thought we were going to hire another co-host. Gina, I hope you're still listening down in the ATL. Thank you all for being a part of the Michael Baden Show. Francisco's in the building. We're talking about misrepresenting, ladies and gentlemen, men putting the gold out there and then accusing women of being gold diggers. Francisco, talk to me, man. How you doing?
How you doing? I just want to say that type of, I guess, dishonesty is basically catfishing.
Yep.
You're going to display and show that you're one type of way, and in reality, you're not. We're expecting this grand sandwich, and all you are is just bread and cheese, and that's it.
So let's deal with the issue that Dominique brought up from the very beginning before we got into Gina's long but interesting story about men are putting it out there. I mean, there's two conflicting stories here. Dominique is making a point that men, and we'll talk about the ladies in a second, and women do it too, by the way, that we put all the stuff out there, the red bottom shoes, the nice cars, the jewelry and all that, and then we get upset when a person responds to what we're putting out there. And then Tanisha made the point that sometimes we're presenting ourselves, our success, so that we become more attractive to the people who may be interested in us. What do you say about that?
There's nothing wrong with actually dressing in a particular way. How you decide to flaunt yourself is how you decide to flaunt yourself. However, there are, in a sense, it's a double-edged blade. There's certain repercussions with the way how you dress.
Mm-hmm.
If, you don't want to be too revealing, but at the same time, you want to be, happy with your skin and how you are.
Right.
So, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but just be prepared for what comes with it.
That's all I'm saying. That's all. Ashley, I know you're listening in right now. I'm going to come to you next. Hey, Francisco, thank you for calling. Where you hitting us up from, man?
I'm calling you from Orlando.
Hey, man, thank you for tuning in to the show, man. We're going to come back with your calls. Ashley, you stand by. I know you're tuning in to the show. Eavesdropping on us in the background. We're coming back with my girl Ashley up next on the Michael Baden Show. Thanks for listening to the Michael Baden Show live stream, family. Sponsored by VideoPitch.com. Go to VideoPitch.com now and be a part of our growing community of writers, video producers, and filmmakers, and get paid to share your business, opinion, and talent with the world. Now back to the Michael Baden Show. Must be crazy talking about don't judge people. I judge people all the time. We all judge people. Welcome back to the Michael Baden Show. We're going to get off of men. We need to start talking about these ladies for a second. What about the women, Dominique?
Yes.
What about the way they represent themselves on social media and then judge men and say that we're being narrow-minded and shallow when they're putting their bodies out there, which, by the way, ladies, thank you. Thank you very much.
Very
No
much.
complaints there.
No, look, this is one of the rare places where me and you really agree, Michael Baisden. If you do nothing but show your booty on Instagram, then don't be surprised if that's what men are looking for.
I'm just trying to tell you, I respond to that. If a woman dresses a certain way, my response is different to her. In fact, if a woman is too provocative and a little bit too nasty, I'm not even interested because I know that's how you get down. I'm not comfortable with a woman presenting herself any old kind of way. Her brand and her image should mean something to her. Ashley, what do you say about that? Am I being narrow-minded, judgmental, what? Talk to me.
I can only speak for myself. Me as a woman, I'm actually an introvert. When it comes to social media, I actually took a break a few years. I'm just now coming back.
Right.
But what I post is
it will generally not be of me personally. It'll be my work and my interests. However, the way I choose to live my life personally, and physically speaking, my wardrobe, I'm very free, but it has
wait. Define free. What do you mean by that?
Free as in
So do you dress a little provocative, would you say?
Some would call it provocative.
I don't have a problem with provocative.
Very free-spirited. Some would call it very bohemian. It's just I dress the way I feel. Now, in terms of a man responding to that, that's not my business.
Hold on
that's
a second.
Just one.
Can I? Can we see any photos of you? Something that you might put on social media.
Instagram? What's your Instagram?
Hold on, we won't do it on the air because I don't want to put on blast. But I would really like to go to your page, go to a break, and come back and make a comment if you don't mind.
You know what though?
Okay. All right.
A personal photo of me.
Well, can you text it to me?
See, are you doing this for research, or you just really just want to see
She said
her?
bohemian. I'm curious. I'm a little interested, to be honest with you.
She thinks her clothes are made of
I
hemp.
bet you are.
Yeah, yes, I am, sister. You better believe I am. What, Tanisha? What?
I mean, if you're throwing out a certain type of bait, don't be surprised with what you bring in.
That's right.
You
Ladies and gentlemen, Bianca's on the line. Bianca, how you doing?
I'm doing really good. I'm so excited I made it on. I listen to you all every day on the way home.
I'm excited to have you. What do you want to say about this representation or misrepresentation on social media or in person?
I just want to say that I'm 26, so I feel like a lot of guys, they don't, my age and even a little bit older, they're not trying to, you all were talking about money and how much money you make. And I feel like it's important for people to create a real representation of that because people my age, we're making good salaries. Women my age are making good salaries. And so men, I feel like, are becoming complacent with, I want to be independent and I want to strive to get as much as I can, be the best that I can be, but you're not trying to do that. You need to either match that. So I feel like money is important because if I don't feel like you have goals, I don't want to really hear what you're saying.
Here's my question to you. Here's my question to you. How do you represent yourself on social media? How you present yourself? Do you present yourself like a woman that's about business, or do you, and let's be honest about this, do you put the body out there as well?
Yeah, I do both.
Of course you do. And everybody does. This is the dilemma that we have right now, because if you have a nice body, if you're an attractive woman, and if you're a man who has success, why wouldn't you put your best foot forward? But how do you get to the point where the man is putting too much money up front and not enough substance, and a woman is putting too much booty up front and not enough substance as well? How do you balance that out? If you're looking good in your outfit, obviously I'm going to respond to what you are physically. But how do I get into who you are if all you are is presenting yourself in a way that is more visual than it is, I don't know, intellectual? Talk to me.
But just like you said earlier, we go off of what we see first. So I'm not saying I'm going to show you everything, but I'm going to show you enough of me, like, as a professional woman, as a lady, and it's your job to take the initiative to try to get to know me.
True that.
If you want to just meet a woman who looks good, then that's what Tinder's for.
How about that?
That's how I feel.
Miles, don't.
Speaking of which.
No, speaking of which.
He's about to give her Tinder.
At Miles Low Music on Tinder.
Oh, thank you very much, Miles, for getting it in there. Bianca, thank you for calling. I love my 20-somethings calling to the show. Keep listening to the Michael Baden Show. We love you calling. Thank you so much. Now, you do have a lot of people using some of this technology. They could actually morph the... Dude, have you seen the technology?
Airbrushing.
It's more than airbrushing, Tanisha.
You make the curves bigger.
Yes.
You can draw in hair.
Yes.
You can do a lot of stuff. Change
you can
colors.
completely change yourself. Dominique, are you familiar with this technology?
Oh, yeah. You can put makeup on a picture that had no makeup on it when you took it. You can really make yourself look totally different.
You can change yourself with software. Ladies and gentlemen, this woman's been trying to get in for a while. Michelle, thank you for being patient, for calling to the Michael Baden Show. What do you want to talk to us about?
I wanted to talk about how, people go after people who just have a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like it's really just dependent on how you grew up. I grew up, my parents are still together now, and they've each gone, a certain amount of time without having a job, without working.
Yeah.
And they've each stood by each other no matter what. And so that's what I grew up seeing. And so I'm in a relationship right now where our first date, the guy said, out front, hey, I don't have it like that because he had financial obligations.
Told you straight up. Yep.
He told me straight up, and I respected him so much for that. We're still together now. Even though I took on most of the stuff, he moved in with me, and I didn't charge him any rent so he could get his life together. And now, he said he had goals, and I was like, okay, I have a probationary period.
How long was that? How long?
So you have the probationary period was 4 months.
That's a good amount of time. And he got it. And wait. I got to ask some questions. So he got it together in 4 months.
He got it together in 4 months.
How about that?
He reduced his child support. He had a way better paying job, and he had more time for his kids.
Do you understand? Hold on. I want to dialogue with you. So let me have a conversation with you because we don't have a whole lot of time. A lot of women, some women. I'm sorry, ladies. I never want to stereotype and generalize like that. I don't think we have the patience as men or women to help each other out anymore. We want everything to be wonderful and magical off the top. And I think age is such a factor. When you're a little older, you don't have the patience, and nor should you, I think. When you're 50 years old, you're not waiting for somebody to come up at 50. How old were you when you had your 4-month probationary period?
23.
There you go. Thank you for making my point. It's a whole different conversation when you're 53. But I'm glad you guys worked it out. Thank you for calling to the show, Michelle, and thank you for being patient for calling in because I know you've been trying to reach us for a long time. Thank you so much. Representation and misrepresentation. We all do our best to put our best foot forward. I know I do. I put on my nice suit. I've never taken a picture in front of my car. I've never taken a picture inside of my house. I've never flashed a piece of jewelry. I agree with what Tanisha said earlier. Miles, give me a minute. I know you can't wait to get in.
I got one.
That men who have real substance do not floss their stuff. They just don't do it.
You don't feel a need. I don't see Bill Gates. I don't see any of these individuals.
What about Jay-Z?
What about Floyd Mayweather?
Well,
outside of entertainment.
Okay.
And guess what? I'm sorry. I will say this. I don't think Floyd is attractive because of that. I think when you have to be arrogant and you have to show all that, just be who you are.
He is rich.
Virginia, what do you say? Talk to me.
Absolutely, I agree. It is not an attractive quality to lead with what you're wearing, lead with what you're driving, lead with what your bank account is, because you will end up with someone who is only interested in those things initially.
That's right.
And if you can't fall back on it, then you're going to get, taken advantage of.
What, Miles? My man, you should see my producer here. His hand is waving. Dude, what? Go ahead.
I feel like it's your social media. You can do whatever you want to do, and you can attract whoever you want to attract, but it's wrong for you as a person to feel obligated to anything they have, regardless, on any level. I think so.
So you think you should be able to, not perpetrate, present yourself.
Yes, and that's when you're wrong. Is when you're lying about it, that's when you're wrong.
There
that's
you
where
go.
the fault
so
comes
you don't have
in.
a problem with them actually presenting what they have as long as it's real.
Exactly. Same way how women aren't entitled to a man's money, we're not entitled to a woman's body.
Tanisha got her hand up. Can we talk to the listener?
No,
Go ahead,
I
Tanisha.
agree, but here's my thing. But don't complain when people come at you because they like
That's
the
what
money
Dominique
and
was
they like
saying.
the flash. So if you're going to do it, do you, boo-boo, but don't complain when people come after you like that.
Virginia, wrap it up for me. What do you want to say?
I want to say one thing. If a man comes into a relationship with no money and the power split has not been discussed previously, before the relationship starts, that man is going to try to pull that power back in other ways, whether it be physically outside of the relationship, because he has to be powerful somewhere. He has to be in control somewhere.
Wow, that was deep, Virginia. Yeah.
I'm
Way to
just
put out there. No, what you're saying is absolutely on point. Where you calling us from, V?
I'm calling from Washington, D.C.
Virginia from Virginia. No, I'm just messing around with you, girl.
D.C.
Thank you so much, Virginia. We love you. Thank you for listening on 96.3 WHUR, Grown Folks Radio on the Grown Folks Station. Thank you all for tuning in to the Michael Baisden Show. Thanks, family, for listening to the Michael Baisden Show podcast, sponsored by VideoPitch.com. Go to VideoPitch.com now and be a part of our growing community of writers, video producers, and filmmakers, and get paid to share your business, opinion, and talent with the world. That's VideoPitch.com. Write it down, family. Write it down. VideoPitch.com.